YouTube fam, welcome back to another video, man. Y'all already know what time it is, bro. Cue the siren. It is reaction time, man. Today we are watching why the streaming industry is doomed to fail. Me personally, man, me diving into the space. I mean, it definitely isn't a gold rush with streaming, but it's also like you're comparing the gold rush to the top of the top. These dudes with the big productions, bro. But I don't really see Twitch going anywhere, bro. Gaming is still alive, desktop is still alive. But I feel like too many people compare themselves and just streaming as a whole only to those top peak guys like Kai and Speed, which I don't really see as the case. You know what I'm saying? But what do I know? I'm just a small fry. But nonetheless, man, I appreciate all the recent support on the channel. As of recording this, we are about 60 subscribers away. And I think about like 96, 97% of y'all that watch the videos aren't even subscribed. So if you love your mama and if you like the reaction, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, man, let's see why streaming is
It's
doomed to
no
fail.
secret that the
Let's see.
biggest scandal in streaming has been view botting this year. But
View
one
botting, okay.
insider claimed that 430 of the top 500 streamers on Twitch are view botting.
430 out of the top 500 are view buying. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of crazy. And honestly, before I really dive into it, what I what I what I believe on the subject is kind of like view buying is cheap. First of all, it's just cheap. It's just cheap to do. I'm not gonna lie because it really don't give people at the bottom a chance to really grow in a category. Because if you know how Twitch works, it basically links it from highest viewers to lowest. And if you got somebody, even somebody that just coming out the womb starting streaming, bro, if they view buying up to 50 viewers, even though they're not real, it's still gonna get like the traction of people just looking through trying to find new streamers. They gonna more likely go to the dude with the view bot at 50 than the person with the real 3. You know what I'm saying? When the whole time the dude at 50, they gonna be the only one talking in there because the rest of them is fake. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I get people that do it. I don't understand why the bigger people do it. I mean, I guess to get more traction and get more people to dominate those categories, but it's like a small fry I can see it, but just me personally, it's like the same thing with the gym, bro. You take steroids, you still got to put the work in, but it's a cheat code, bro. And it just me mentally, I couldn't live with knowing I'm cheating the system. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was to my benefit, it's something mentally, but
And this is
everybody
quietly
ain't like me,
destroying
so
the
it's
streaming
you know what I'm
industry.
saying?
The people you're advertising to are not real, right? Then you can't sell product, you can't sell service,
Facts,
can't sell anything,
facts.
and that means advertisers are wasting money,
Yeah,
so they leave.
And XQC, one of the biggest streamers,
that's
believes
fair
that
point.
this is killing the platform and has been more than happy to name and shame the people he believes are responsible.
Patrick Lacey. Let me click on streams, right? Bing.
Let's see.
Jesus.
But instead of being a few bad apples, the problem is systemic. And despite Twitch's recent attempt to clamp down on this behavior, it might actually be too late.
If you're an advertiser, there's a lot of better ways to invest your money. Will this bubble eventually pop? What if I told you it already has?
Even though view botting has only recently been in the news, this has been a very poorly kept secret on Twitch for years.
I mean, I mean from what they're saying so far, it just seems like the main issue with it is really it comes down to advertisers and them using all their money on these dudes that they think are getting views, but they really ain't getting no conversions to it. So I can see that being a problem. But in terms of me being a small streamer, if the bigger guys are view buying, it only hurts the smaller streamer. It makes them more demotivated or even motivated to use a view buy so that they can actually get real people in there. Like I'm saying, the subject for the smaller guys is like 50-50. It's a real scummy thing to do, but I understand it. Like I'm not gonna be mad at you because you use it. Like if you get caught, you're packed up. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I don't
Devin
know.
Nash, who
It's a very
co-founded
weird
influencer
subject.
marketing agency Novo, has been sounding the alarm about view botting for years. On his channel in 2021, he outlined just how easy it is to manipulate streaming numbers.
So how hard is it to create bot accounts? Well, it turns out it's super easy. And the way that it works is to create an account on Twitch,
Okay.
you need a verified email or a phone number. Okay, most people will just select the
Phone number
email,
or
and
email.
you can also do this which is enabled this additional account creation thing where additional Twitch accounts can be created using this verified email address. And that basically means that you can turn this feature on. You can spin up a temporary email, and then it will send you a 6-digit verification to your email, and you'll have to register that, and bam, you've got a Twitch account. Okay, so creating bot accounts is incredibly easy on the platform.
Basically you can make a bunch of accounts on that one email.
Easily create thousands of accounts on Twitch.
Most streamers will pay a third party to do this, and it's easy to see why. In fact, Twitch's platform incentivizes users to massage their own figures.
Because the way that Twitch's system works in the directory is if you go to the directory and you look at these streams, most of the streams are sorted high to low. Now, there is a recommendation system in place now, but if you go to New World right now, which we'll come back to in a minute, you'll see that the streams that have the most amount of viewers are the streams that are gaining a lot of traction. And in individual research, you show that about the first 10 streams are picking up viewers from the directory. And beyond that, these people down here are not really getting a lot of viewers from the directory.
The biggest sign of view botting is if a streamer has thousands of viewers, but very little happening in the chat. However, this is merely evidence.
I don't know, as a streamer, like, if you stream too, like, I don't know, could you do that? Like, could you, let's just say you just starting out for real, like, could you know, like, could you really view bot and have, like, let's say 100 people in your stream, but no one is talking? Like, it's like, kind of like, what is the point? Like, what is the point of doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
That you're dealing with.
Let me know what you think in the comments.
But what's crazier than that is that it's not actually that complicated to duplicate Twitch chat. So what you can do is you can run a dictionary, and there are these dictionaries available of terms where all you have to do is like type easy clap, K-Kona, right? Or Kappa, whatever. There's a million different things that would basically make it appear that because one of the classic things is like, well, I'll always know if somebody is illegally viewbotting because their chat will be dead, right? You'll go in and you'll see they have 20,000 viewers, but their chat will be dead. But a smart viewbotter will simply just use a dictionary with viewbots. And by the way, these services are all available. Like, this is a Google search away.
That's crazy.
And there are also streamers who have a genuine viewership and fan base, but use viewbotting as part of a fake it till you make it strategy.
Suffice to say, it will surprise you how many successful streamers viewbotted their way to the top. And then once because of this directory system, this Kingmaker system, they were able to drop those viewbots and then and replace them with legitimate users. So they viewbot it, basically literally fake it till you make it. Okay?
That's crazy.
But surely, if viewbotting is against Twitch's terms of service, these streamers run the risk of getting banned, right? After all, RiceGum got permanently banned 10 years ago for that reason. But not exactly.
Problem is that let's say that I'm viewbotting, okay? I'm viewbotting my Twitch stream. But I never show on stream that I'm viewbotting. I never talk about it, okay? There's no way for Twitch to know that that's me that's viewbotting, or if it's not somebody that's viewbotting me maliciously. So that's if someone so let's say that in a situation where I have 10,000 viewers and someone else is legitimately viewbotting me, right? They signed up for the service, typed in my name, and now like they're sending those viewers to me. Well, I would get banned theoretically under terms of service that work this way. I would get banned for viewbotting, but I'm not viewbotting. And then somebody is viewbotting my channel, and there's nothing I can do. And indeed, this happens a lot. You'll find content creators report that they've been viewbotted, and I legitimately believe them. Like they're not viewbotting themselves.
So I guess I wonder. Okay, so I wonder how many of those big guys then, like, how many of them do you think like their fans are the ones that are like doing the viewbotting for them? Obviously, like you said, they could have been doing it when they were a little bit smaller, just to get their name out there and be seen. But, like, how many of them do you think, like, they kind of stopped, but due to their fans actually buying these? I don't know why you would do that, by the way. I mean, unless you want to see, I don't really know what reason there would be to, if you're a fan of somebody and viewbotting them, knowing that it could only hurt them by potentially getting banned. But how many of the top streamers do you think your fans
by someone who just simply signs up for the service, maybe to troll them or make them seem less legitimate?
I know about the follower bots. Like, I know the follower bots, and that's, you can get banned for that too. I know some people that's happened to, and they got to go through the whole process of getting rid of the bot followers. But like,
different reasons, right?
The only way you can get banned is if you accidentally show that you're viewbotting on your screen or openly admit to doing it. So the rewards of viewbotting far outweigh the risks. On top of that, there's even a form of viewbotting that's perfectly legal. This is not technically a situation where bots are watching your stream, but another way of massaging your viewing figures. F-Extra Life is a gaming publication that has its own stream and its own popular website. And this is what happened when they embedded their stream on their website.
So here we are on fxtralife.com. Well, that's weird. There's an embed of the exact same stream we just watched. So what's happening here is this embed
Why can't we see?
is on this website being embedded right here, and it's counting as a view. So I'm counting as one of the viewers right now, even though I'm not logged in. I'll prove it to you, okay? We're gonna go to here to a live view right now of the FX Life logged in users versus actual users. So running this right now, we see there's 63,222 people that are actually logged in, and 6 moderators and 1 person. Let's go back to the Twitch stream, and we'll see that there are currently 81,000.
Oh, so it's like in addition, like what, 15,000?
035
or something that are fake
viewers. So if we subtract the number of logged in users,
or 18,000,
we get
17,000?
17,813 people that are unaccounted for. These are not real people. They're people that bounced off the website
okay.
and hit this embed and then got counted as a view. But
Devin then explained the bind that Twitch finds
people honestly find some cheeky ways to cheat the system, and it's kind of insane. I'm not gonna lie, gang.
itself in.
That's kind
If
of
they
crazy.
heighten the security needed to open an account, they risk losing genuine new users.
so if you say, look, everyone needs a verified phone number, then there will be a huge percentage of people who just will not bother with that because they either don't want to go through the trouble or they don't have one or whatever. And that reduces your user acquisition. And for platforms, especially social media platforms, the final issue is user acquisition and that users stay there, that they post there and that they live there. That's the most important thing.
So Twitch were placed in a situation where they had a problem that was only going to get worse, and there was very little they could do about it. In 2022, one famous streamer made a very bold claim at just how bad this problem had become.
Controversy emerges.
In August of 2022, Trainwreck said this on stream.
Obviously, there's no like proof or guarantee, but like I genuinely wholeheartedly believe 80 or more % of large creators on the platform are view botting or being view botted. There's this tool, right? And like I said, it's not definitive proof at all, but I've always like had like a feeling or like I've suspected it because a lot of things don't make sense. And I know how viewer count makes, you know, a lot of people very insecure, right? But there's like a tool that like
one thing I'll say, like if you're a streamer watching this and you start from the bottom, you fresh fish, bro, the best thing you can do is literally turn off your viewer count. There's no reason to have it on. Like I learned that very early on. Like if you're not watching it, you should be behaving and entertaining the same way. Like if you have 1 viewer or 10,000 viewers, you know what I'm saying? You should act the same way, should be doing the same stuff. Really, you just gotta hide the viewer count. I mean, you could peek at it here and there just to get an idea. Like, okay, if the numbers are a little bit higher, let me maybe, you know, little uplift a little bit. But you know what I'm saying? But 9 times out of 10, bro, it's better just to hide it because it's like you don't even see it. So if anything, it's just like you could be talking
shows
to
you
100,000 people,
of
you
your
wouldn't even know.
viewer
you know
base of who has accounts and who doesn't have accounts.
I feel like if anything,
that
it's just the
consistently
chat.
watch.
Like trying to bounce off the chat.
Most of the large creators in the top 100, their average is like 50%. So 50% are like have an account on Twitch, and the other 50 are unaccounted for. 50%, and then like it'll go all the way to like maybe like 20%. And then like I looked up mine just to kind of because I know myself, right? I looked up mine just to collect data, and my average is 99% have accounts. Like the most it'll get up to if like I'm on a roll when I'm gambling and I hit like 48K viewers, it goes up to maybe like 2,000 or 3,000 no accounts, which is still like what, maybe like 2 or 3% max.
Asmongold was another streamer who was very vocal about this issue. He even confronted someone live on stream about embedding.
This one here. So this is a stream that you did on November 29th. And you had 7.9 thousand viewers, and you had 14 followers. And if you
gang, I'm not gonna lie, if I ever had the when I had the opportunity to get 7,000 viewers, gang, you gonna best believe I'm getting more than goddamn 14 followers. 14 followers, bro. That is nasty. There probably been times way back when I was really consistent with the streaming, like I could have gotten at least half of that with like a fraction of those viewers. You know what I'm saying? That is crazy. Not even hiding it.
I don't know. I gotta have to dispute that. That doesn't sound right, man.
Okay.
I took off the embed earlier on this year, man. And you know what happened? I dropped like 2, 3, 4 places down in the directory, and the people who were above me were people who were embedding. Like, that was all it. So I was like, all right.
So it's it sounds like literally a case of if you care or not. I'm not gonna lie. It literally sounds like a case if you care or not. Like, if you get caught, you're cooked. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I would never want to do is, like, know that in the back of my mind, like, knowing my luck, bro, I could just be cooked at any moment because somebody found out that I'm view botting. But I just feel like the feeling is so much better knowing you grind it from the ground up, bro. No cheats, no easy method, bro. It's just you straight grinded, and before you know it, you got, like Train said, he got 99%. Most of his streams are real accounts. Like, bro,
he ain't trying.
That's how you know you really put in that work.
And the logic behind view botting is very similar to the logic of doping in professional cycling. If everyone else is doing it, then you can only create a level playing field by cheating too. And you're disincentivizing people to try and do things the right way. In 2023, Fortune magazine would clear some of the air for advertisers who were worried that they were being scammed by people embedding. It read, "A Twitch spokesperson told Fortune that the company does not place ads on the embedded version of its player, so it does not directly profit from the inflated views. It could still, however, use these viewership numbers and information seen by advertisers, though the spokesperson clarified it takes extensive measures to prevent this." This article revealed that a streamer named Pestily offered 3 streamers $2,000 a week to stop using embedded streams. Another streamer named Gathalion told Fortune, "A lot of these folks sell their embedded metrics as organic, which in turn has hurt that market for a lot of people." Fortune magazine did not have objective figures to make any conclusions, but this is yet another part of the problem. Twitch isn't very transparent with its figures. The article said, Twitch declined to share data with Fortune about the embedding, but said that the vast majority of streamers use the embed player as intended. Anecdotally, Gathalion estimates that embedded streams can bolster viewership by 80%.
God damn,
though the streamer
bro.
believes that only 5% of streamers are cheating or using subterfuge to inflate the number of viewers they have. But with all this controversy, none of the issues really got solved. The gaming streamer Co claimed that he had personally spoken to Twitch's CEO Dan Clancy about viewbotting around this time, but nothing happened afterward.
So I had dinner with me and Dan Clancy.
Yeah, okay.
And we talked about this issue at length, and that was
the Twitch
2
CEO
years
right
ago,
here?
and shortly before the F Extra Life stuff happened. So that was when that big push happened initially.
Yeah,
that kind of like started the whole thing, and then unfortunately after that it completely died. It was like that initiative disappeared. There was supposed to be a whole bunch of follow-up stuff to that just never happened, and now here we are. The biggest thing that I'm most concerned about is it's like this could have severe and significant ramifications to the entire platform. Like I am pretty frustrated with Dan. Like on a I am using your platform as a contractor level.
Yeah.
Damn.
This issue got overshadowed by the adpocalypse in 2024, where many advertisers were concerned about politically sensitive content on the platform. But viewbotting would become yet another reason not to advertise with them. In March of 2025...
Oh, so I guess maybe the argument kind of is like, with all these fake viewers and everything, like, it's only going to lead to the downhill of advertisers even working with Twitch as a platform. And then in turn can kind of lead to the downfall of Twitch. I guess that's kind of like the premise. I don't know. Let me know if I'm right in the comments. But I feel like that's kind of the message that they're saying here with viewbotting.
Streamer Queen Gloria accidentally shared a viewbotting app on her screen while streaming.
That's crazy.
In June, Ray J joined Twitch and in the span of 14 days became the 29th most popular streamer. Ray J was accused of viewbotting and unapologetically confirmed that this was correct.
Gonna go, yo, he viewbotting. So what? It's
not gonna lie, Ray J is nasty for that.
Remember, whatever's legal, you should do. What these think, bro? If you can legally purchase and flip your money, that's what this platform is for.
Ultimately, companies were expected to pay money to advertise on the platform. But
that's
now,
what I'm saying. I feel like if anything, it kind of hurts. Like, unless they get caught, like, and it hurts the streamer entirely. But it seems like the main issue is like it's hurting the growth of smaller streamers that maybe can't afford this viewbot or don't want to viewbot, and then it's just hurting advertisers as a whole because it's like you're gonna put big money into Twitch to these people you think are getting a lot of views when really their views should be cut in half or even like 75% of their views are just fake. So that's what the main argument I feel like
eyeballs
is.
their products and services
that's
were
funny.
actually
Ray J's
reaching.
comedy, bro.
So this bedrock of Twitch's business model was under threat. Towards the end of July, Twitch finally addressed the lingering problem of view botting, and as a result risked exposing many high-profile streamers. But perhaps more importantly, they risked exposing the entire streaming platform itself.
Twitch finally clamps down.
On July 28th, Twitch announced on Twitter, "We recently made changes that meaningfully improved our ability to identify view bots, inauthentic viewership, and other potentially fake engagement. These changes will roll out over the next few weeks. So if your channel is view botted, or if some of your viewers are artificial or inflated, you will see an impact to your channel's view count. This also means that third-party sites that publish unverified Twitch view counts are going to see changes to that data over time." Trainwreck responded to this with, "If this is real and you've done this right, you're about to realize 80% of your top 100 new generation English-speaking streamers are botting 50% or more of their viewership."
Trainwreck's letting it be known,
then,
bro.
Trainwreck dropped another bombshell about the streaming industry. A lot of new streamers will see a huge boost in views after they collaborate with a more successful streamer. Trainwreck claimed these collabs are merely smoke and mirrors, and just a way to cover up view botting. First, they manufacture false hype, and they hide it behind collaborative events.
Ooh,
then,
that's low-key an interesting take by him, bro. Let me know what y'all think about what Train said here. Like, kind of like, okay, someone that might be view botting, right? They bring their mans on the stream, and he may stream too. And now it's like when they mans go live, his numbers jumping like crazy. So it's kind of showing like the authenticity of it. But it's like obviously not every viewer is gonna go over there and check out their mans, but you know, a good portion of them might. And you know, like I guess it kind of proves like, oh yeah, I don't view bot. I got real people in here that can still go show love to other people. That's an interesting case.
The view count
if that's what
appear
he's
to
saying.
make
Let me know
sense
what y'all think
to the
about
general public or other
that.
real streamers they're hoping to pull real audience from that don't understand
That's
basic
interesting
viewership
take.
dynamics or analytics. On July 31st, Devin Nash explained the contradictory numbers that ad agencies had to deal with. "Our brand's conversions were worse the more viewers a stream had. The largest streams have the least sales. 500 to 1,000 viewer streams often have the best sales and outperform many 30,000 plus viewer creators. We initially attributed this to diminishing viewer returns, aka not everyone in large streams is as invested as core small communities. This is untrue though, because the few large streams that do have authentic viewership overperform on ad campaigns, so it had to be something else." Then he shared the shocking figures that were eerily similar to Trainwreck's figure that 80% of popular streamers are view botting. "We did some digging and were shocked at the number of top 500 broadcasters that are being view botted or view botting themselves. We estimate it's around 400 to 430 of the top 500,
That's insane,
not
bro.
including embeds. It is incredibly easy to do."
But then again, too, it's like, can you get mad at a streamer if it's their fans doing it? Like, I don't know if they explain like how to take away the view bot essentially, but like if it's their fans doing it and they're gonna keep doing it, it's like, can you be mad at the streamer themselves? Like,
Botting in the long
you
run
don't
is
even
not
know
a
that it's
sustainable
happening. You know
business
what I'm
model.
saying?
Advertisers immediately saw little return on their investment and won't be coming back. According to Devin, in 2025, most major brands have already run campaigns with horrible results, and so they and their agencies simply don't advertise on Twitch anymore. The untold story is millions gone from creators and the live streaming platforms themselves because of this. The live streaming platforms aren't incentivized to do the right thing because more viewers equals more sponsor deals and a better looking platform. But what goes around comes around, and the bill will come due. On August 21st, Twitch pulled the switch on its view bots. In the span of 3 days, Twitch's viewership dropped by 24%, leaving many of its biggest streamers with questions to answer.
That's crazy. A whole 24%.
Moist Critical pointed out that many streamers decided to simply not stream that week.
But no, they kind of like, they dropped a bomb here. It was a pretty big deal. So big, in fact, that a lot of streamers, many suspected of being a view botter, had just decided not to stream for like the last week or so. Inexplicably. Just randomly deciding not to stream during the bot purge, which of course has everyone raising an eyebrow.
Streamers such as Tectone and Lydia Violet saw their audience split in half. Miskiff and Lacey were other names who witnessed a huge number drop too. One of the biggest plot twists was that Asmongold also saw viewers drop too. Asmongold claims that he wasn't view botting, but was view botted.
I think I'm one of them. I think that people have botted my channel. Like, there have been times where I've been botted up to 100,000 viewers. I remember I had 100,000 viewers playing Arknights Enfield.
Whether a streamer was view botting all depended on your personal opinion of them. If they were your favorite streamer, then they were a victim of view botting. If you hated them, then of course they were the one view botting. One streamer who saw no real changes was XQC. He posted on Twitter, "Twitch has cracked down on bots in the 2 to 3 days, and view botters, victims of view botting, have been exposed. Streamers that are part of groups and orgs are seemingly being botted much more heavily. I don't want to start witch hunts, but the data's interesting. Go see for yourself. There were some videos of XQC looking at some major streamers whose numbers significantly dropped.
I'll check Lacey. Let me click on streams, right? Bing. Jesus. Rage.
That looks consistent, no?
Jesus.
Oh, wait,
Christ.
never mind. It dropped down from.
The pattern was that a lot of these streamers were
20,000
affiliated
to
with an
5,000
org
is
like
crazy,
OTK
bro.
or FaZe Clan. And through joining these dots together, XQC tweeted, "I've been thinking, why orgs would bot heavily?" Then the answer seemed almost obvious. Talent agencies receive a percentage from ad streams their talent does. By inflating their streamers, they can sell massive ad packages in bulk and take in much higher sums. To put it simply, fraud. This doesn't seem like a problem for most people, but it's a silent killer. It kills the industry as a whole. It lowers discoverability for smaller streamers significantly and cuts down their income if they ever make it at all.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been saying. Like, it's just going to hurt the smaller streamers, and if these advertisers start to pull away from Twitch, even using it because mad people are view botting, it's like, if I were to make it to a certain range, there might be no damn ads on Twitch, and then I'm really cooked. You know what I'm saying?
So it's unclear who exactly is the perpetrator in this view botting scandal. However, it seemed clear that the victims were the sponsors.
I wonder
and
who
the
really
advertisers.
started and came up front, like
even
knowing
this
that
issue is still up for debate.
Or view
sponsors.
Like which
allegedly, some sponsors have been botting sponsored streams in order to make it seem more popular to the average viewer. So they'll artificially boost those numbers so it seems like there's more hype around the product. And they've also been accused of botting even beyond sponsored streams because by being partnered with that streamer, it's better for their brand if that streamer is perceived as more popular.
And this problem all goes back to Twitch not being transparent with their data.
The way a brand partnership works when it comes to streamers is they base your pay on your metrics. And the metrics that you provide, well, that's not going to account for bots. They can only go off the information that is accessible. And they don't have that back-end ability that Twitch has to go in there and see, well, who's a real viewer versus a fake one? Like, how many bots are here? They only have your metrics. So that's your average viewers, which could easily be hyperinflated because of bots.
And ultimately, if Twitch had the power to get rid of every single bot, they might think twice about actually doing it.
Like, if Twitch had a magic button that they could press it, and it would guarantee every bot and all invalid traffic would be banned on Twitch from this point forward and could never return. It'd basically be like in K-pop Demon Hunters when they fully seal away all the demons, they can't return. If Twitch could do that right now, I think they would be very apprehensive about it.
Asmongold responded to Moist Critical's video and told the harsh truth that advertising with Twitch is not a good investment.
Streams are not a good way of investing your money if you're an advertiser.
Yeah.
If you're an advertiser,
with the view bots,
there's a lot of better ways to invest your money.
Or unless only thing I can see is like if advertisers kind of they said they saw more conversions with the smaller streamers, like around that 500 to 1,000 range. So you kind of start to pull away from those bigger guys and go to the smaller ones. But it's hard to do. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no guarantee you're gonna make the money back or make a profit on it. So it's like, I don't really know.
Will this bubble eventually pop? What if I told you it already has? So 2 years ago, 3 years ago, people were getting paid $100,000 to just play a video game for an hour, and they had 10,000 viewers, and there was no other expectation of them at all. It was literally just, it was a free money, literally free money. This was happening. That's crazy. Isn't that disgusting? And so anyway, companies then, but the problem is that companies were new to the online space because many companies moved from the traditional media space to the online space because of COVID and them having to allocate their marketing budgets. But after they had a couple of years of data and telemetry that they could use to figure out, are we actually making our money back here? They realized that nope, Aruskis, we're definitely not.
Asmongold also pointed out that Twitch also has Kick breathing down its neck, especially given that Kick pays a much bigger share of revenue to its streamers. At the moment, Twitch's biggest unique selling proposition is that it's a much larger
Kick
platform.
Too, or no?
But purging view bots could destroy this perception.
Twitch, you know
so Twitch, one of Twitch's biggest competitive advantages is that they are the biggest pond. Even though they're still a small pond, they're the biggest small pond of live streaming. So if you don't have that, if you don't have that intrinsic value, then you're immediately going to have people going over to platforms like Kick and platforms like Rumble.
You could look at Twitch as being almost on a cliff edge at the moment. Younger viewers watching might not even remember Twitter's short-form video app Vine, which was incredibly popular but wasn't profitable. So Twitch could become Vine, although Amazon owns Twitch. And they
could y'all imagine, like, Twitch just being gone? Like, nobody uses that joint? I don't really see it happening. If it does, it won't be for a long time from now, especially what I think he's about to say about Amazon being partnered with Twitch, but that would be nuts. Vine. I'm not gonna lie.
And Kick could become TikTok. So should Twitch just simply cross their fingers and hope for the best? Well, Devin Nash has explained some of the harsh truth in front of them, but also some constructive things they could do from now on.
What can be done?
He pointed out that the obvious fact that Twitch needs to pay for itself.
It costs money to run a website like this, obviously, right? And it costs money because all these streams are being encoded through servers to be sent through to all of the viewers so that you can watch these streams. And the only way to support this at scale, really, for any of these websites, for YouTube, for Twitch, for Kick, is advertisers.
And this becomes a problem when, as Devin found out, that 2 out of every 5 users on Twitch are a bot. This means that the platform has an invalid traffic rate of about 40%.
Damn.
We're fake, and we figured out
Twitch got to figure something out, gang. I ain't gonna lie.
40% of the website's total viewership is, at least by our data, is not real people.
That's crazy, bro. 40% of Twitch is
40% IVT rates. Now go back to those numbers where YouTube advertising is 3.5 and Google at worst is 22%. Twitch is double and 5 times more expensive. So why would I ever advertise there? Right? Crazy. So their IVT rate is about 40%, with about 400 of the top 500 streamers viewbotting in some capacity. Now, not all of them are viewbotting themselves. Other people might be viewbotting them. They might have embeds, but that's the IVT rate.
And his data that 400 out of the top 500 streamers are viewbotting has been verified independently by another company named Vodra.
So they analyzed 4,567 unique streamers, and they had a very different methodology of doing it than we did. They looked at it, and they found out completely independently, and you'll see that when I made this tweet, you see right here, this is August 26th that he shared this study with me. When I made this tweet, it was a month before, July 30th. So a month later, they had ran this study completely on their own and reached a conclusion exactly the same as mine, within 1% of a difference. They said nearly 40% are bots.
I mean, I don't know. 30... Seeing that Twitch is like 40% all bots, like, as a streamer, do you, like, what do you take of this? Do you keep going on Twitch and know that by the time, who knows, by the time you make it, the platform could just be cooked? Or do you just switch early to a platform like YouTube or Kick, where I would assume botting is not as prevalent as Twitch right now? I don't know. That's like, it's weird. It's a very weird case. Like, to see
4.9 to 44.3%, which is the exact same conclusion our study came independently with.
Streamers' fault.
So if we can conclude that this is happening and this is a real problem, what can Twitch do? Well, here are his set of recommendations.
That kind of brings me to the first thing you can do is just ban everybody that admits it. Okay.
Yeah,
so there are just quite literally people that, and let's talk about bans, okay? Because when I'm going to say ban, I don't mean Twitch vacation for 3 days. I mean, at a minimum, it's a 6-month ban, complete ban with no appeal, and ideally perma. But the second offense is certainly a permaban.
A permaban.
He also argued that when banning and appealing, there needs to be some sort of independent tribunal that decides. This has been used in esports when it's alleged that someone has been cheating and has worked really well.
So, build a tribunal. The tribunal has to be an odd number of people. So start at like 5, you could do 7, you could do 9, probably like between 5 and 7 people, okay? Get an independent agency that is a third party, okay? This has to be a brand agency, not a talent agency. Okay, so there can't be a talent agency that represents talent. That makes no sense. Okay, yeah. Has to be a brand agency. Someone like our agency, someone like Vodra, whoever. They're fine. They don't have any incentive whatsoever to protect creators, like from a viewbotting standpoint. So they're not going to do it. Okay, so get an agency, independent, get a tribunal. All right, for a ban to occur, the majority of the tribunal and the agency must present evidence publicly, and then they vote, not the community, of course, but the tribunal and the agency votes. And it's very similar, if anybody follows esports, to a Riot competitive ruling, which I've always thought that they did a really good job of these kind of things when somebody is maybe found cheating or somebody is found to be doing something bad at a competitive level. There is something that Twitch just never does. They don't publicly discuss what they are trying to do with their bans. They never talk about it. They just either ban someone or not.
Once Twitch has finished banning people who openly admit to viewbotting, their next step would be to investigate and audit some of the people who look like they're viewbotting.
The next thing you do after you have the people that admit it is go after low-hanging fruit, right? So there are plenty of broadcasters who are just outright viewbotting. They have several clips alluding to them viewbotting. You can see some of these streamers like Neon, where they have 70,000 viewers usually, suddenly drop off to 70,000 viewers. There is tons and tons of evidence of broadcasters like this across FaZe or OTK or these individuals who are viewbotting. They know what they're doing. They've been viewbotting for years, and they are not being punished. It would be very easy to put this in front of an independent agency or a tribunal and just say, hey, these guys are viewbotting, and get them permanently banned, which is absolutely what they should do.
That'd be huge. I'm not gonna lie. Could you imagine a world where like some of these top dudes just start getting knocked off? Not saying I'm not trying to knock their hustle now, but could you imagine a world where like these top streamers are just getting knocked off by viewbotting and they're gone, like either permabanned or banned for 6 months, bro? You're just gonna see a whole. I mean, not saying that the smaller dudes wouldn't hop on the bandwagon of viewbotting and trying to like take those top spots, but it would definitely open up a lot more room for
80% of the top streamers are viewbotting. You could run the risk of banning too many people. But it's taking years to get through all of the alleged viewbotters.
That's what I'm saying. It would take
the
a
trick
long time
here is
to
to go after the low-hanging fruit and make an example out of them.
Now, there is a couple of caveats to this. I think you only need to target greater than 5,000 viewer streamers.
Okay, that makes sense. 5,000 or more.
You don't tell people that. Okay? And what ends up happening is a couple of things. So there's a force multiplier effect here, okay? Right now, everybody is viewbotting because they feel like they can get away with it. If you publicly ban 2 or 3 of these people, I promise you,
everyone will stop.
Like the vast majority of people will stop viewbotting because the possibility of getting caught will be there, right? It's like tax evasion, okay? Like the IRS audits and nails a very few select people who target who fake their taxes, but when they get you real bad, and you always know they're out there. So don't ever cheat on your taxes. I am scared of no entity like I'm scared of the IRS.
Viewbotting is not going to go away, but that doesn't mean it can be ignored either. And although the dam has well and truly burst on this problem, there are still things Twitch can perhaps do to minimize the damage. The whole point of streaming is that people get to interact with others, and if viewbotting gets any worse, we could have this dystopian situation where your favorite streamer is talking and performing in front of an audience of bots.
Yeah. All right, man. That was a W video, man, by Hello Yasin. I don't know how to say his name, but definitely a W video, man. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about the whole Twitch and viewbotting situation. Like I said, someone has to be made an example of it, especially as, like these top dogs. And they even showed the data that ads are doing better on streamers that got 500 to 1,000 viewers versus these guys that got like 50, 60,000. You know what I'm saying? So I think the only change is going to come is when Twitch really lays down the hammer, gets a committee together, and starts making an example out of these people. And I mean, if they start doing it, more people will hopefully stop, and hopefully that can make more room for the smaller guys to come up. But I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the post notification bell so you don't miss a video. And I will see y'all in the next video.